I personally believe that all developers, regardless of skill level, should have personal projects that they work on when they can. This can be for a variety of reasons: to start or enhance your career, to master your craft, or to start a business. Let's talk about it. Not everyone feels the same way as me about this topic. Some think it's a waste of time. Why would I spend my free time developing and not get paid? That is a valid stance to take. It's perfectly fine if you disagree with me. Programmers with no work experience generally come from three sources: computer science programs, coding boot camps, and self-taught. Everyone in this group has the same problem. They look on paper much like everyone else in this group. They have zero or very limited work experience. The graduates from the computer science path have the upper hand if they finished the degree, took advantage of the resources available to them, and had a related internship. The internship is crucial because they may have performed real development work in systems used by an actual business. This is huge. Even if they didn't, the computer science graduates still have a slight edge for obvious reasons. So you are in this fishbowl with everyone else and you all look much alike. How do you get chosen? You want a job, any job in your field. How do you stand out enough to make it through the screening process and not fall on your face during the technical interview? You need experience developing software, even if it is for yourself. You just need an edge. Personal projects can help you in several different ways. First, you learn lessons. You are encountering difficulties and pushing through them. It is valuable experience that you have generated for yourself at your own behest. Now, you can speak intelligently about these issues. Second, you are gaining familiarity with the languages and tooling. It isn't a lot, but it does help and it does compound later on. Third, you are gaining perspective and confidence. If you aren't an imbecile, you will quickly realize just how little you know and how much road is in front of you. However, also understand you are now a step ahead of anyone that has not done the same work. It helps. While skill building also applies to those attempting to land their first job, it is even more valuable to those that already have a job. You should always be looking out for skills in areas you enjoy and that will earn you more money or save time. Go after those skills relentlessly. You should be looking to gain real-world development skills every day, and you really should be looking to add skills that will make you more valuable at your current role and the roles you want in the future. You aren't going to get large pay increases staying at the same company year after year. In most companies, the standard 3% raise is about all you can expect. So you need to switch jobs as often as you dare. Doing so might net you 15% or 25% or even 50%. Developers with war wounds are much more valuable than those without. It sounds very mercenary, and it is, but make it work for you. Let's do some math. 2 programmers start on the same day, making $50,000 per year. Programmer 1 stays at the same job and gets the standard 3% annual increase year after year. It takes Programmer 1 14 years to hit the $75,000 mark. Programmer 2, though, the mercenary, switches jobs every 2 years and gets a 10% raise each time they switch, and the same 3% each year they don't. How long does it take them to hit $75,000? They come very close in only 7 years. They miss it by $100. And by the end of year 14, while Programmer 1 is making $75,000, Programmer 2 is making nearly $120,000. And who do you think is more valuable? Who's more skillful? This is what the earning power of not getting comfortable looks like. Be willing to be uncomfortable. There are typical career paths for the software developer. It might look like junior, senior, lead, manager, executive, or it might look like junior, senior, architect. You get to decide. And since nearly all tech jobs have a shortage of qualified, eager candidates, there are always openings. Unsurprisingly, those jobs on the upward growth path require new skills, new ways of thinking, and new ways of behaving. You can close the gap on where you are and where you want to be with personal projects. This allows you to systematically build the skills that are required for a position you want when you aren't currently performing any tasks to help fill in the gap. If you are enjoying the video, please click the like button. You can't believe how much it helps. If you want more content like this, subscribe to the channel. We upload a new video every other Sunday covering topics relevant to software engineers and architects. There are many different ways developers can make extra cash, from freelancing to themes and templates, from apps to automation. It just takes time and brain power. Hang out in areas where others that are doing this are already gathering and soak up the information. Reddit has the beer money, side project, and passive income subreddits, just to name a few. There are also Discord servers and other online communities for the same topics. As a developer, if you don't have at least one or two potential sources of beer money, it is because you have chosen not to. There are just so many opportunities floating around out there. Extending on the beer money concept, there are thousands of possibilities in the world to build a business as a developer. Don't quit your day job and work on it as often as you can without burning out. It isn't an easy course of action, but completely doable. Just time and effort. From SaaS to mobile apps, developers typically have it much easier than sales and marketing people for going from idea to product, but a tougher time than sales and marketing people for getting that product into the hands of users. Don't forget content. Courses, articles, videos, books, and other types of media are potential gold mines. Creating the content is just the start. Getting attention is the hard part, but really the number of interested eyeballs is just staggering. Content might look like education. Online education is growing incredibly fast and is only going to get bigger. You don't have to know everything. You just need to be one step ahead of the person that you are teaching. It might look like a devlog. The success of a devlog will depend on the platform, the topic, and your own personality. And it might just look like a personal journal of what you are learning. Any of these are fine. Make it work for you. Don't do things that you aren't comfortable with or take away from the learning process. Do what feels natural for you. Often, the best positions out there and some of the best projects as well are never advertised. The developers on the team know someone they would love to work with, and a candidate is selected from the shortlist. Typically, these people are former coworkers or people met while doing developer things. Meetups, user groups, and online communities are just a few possible outlets that you should be looking to network in. The meetings are typically free with very large upside. Just don't go desperate. Go as an interested party. Listen more than you talk, and say hello to anyone you recognize. Welcome to the good old dev network. It is that simple. You should be active on social media platforms where others that use the same technology gather. Typically this will be X, but there are probably very good Discord servers, a subreddit or two, and possibly even Facebook groups that you should at least read on occasion. And let's not forget Stack Overflow. If you view development as a career, like I do, instead of a job, I think it is very important to ask yourself questions about what you want your career to look like in 5 years and how you might get there. This is a personal plan that you can't borrow from a buddy. Being better is a never-ending struggle. Imposter syndrome is real. Every day, if you look for even a bit, you are going to find people that are better at any number of things than you. This is why it has to be personal. You need your own plan, and that plan has to be adjusted sometimes. You have to know what being better looks like to get where you want to go, and then decide on a plan to move in that direction. Since your plan will change, you never actually get there. Arriving isn't the point though. The plan and moving towards the goal is the point. The last thing you should want is floating through 20 years of work and not having anything to show for it when it's done. Many medium or high-profile developers are a product. They sell courses, they provide coaching or consulting services, they write books, they create products. They have a group of followers that trust them. Those followers might not buy everything the developers are selling, but enough to provide a living for the dev. If you are struggling to figure out what your own path looks like, put some thought into this one. What do you think? Have I convinced you to start your own personal project? If I have convinced you, or if you already have a personal project, tell us about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy this one about dealing with technical debt. Until next time, keep coding.